So Mortal Kombat Onslaught has basically been leaked. It's a brand new collective RPG game from NetherRealm Studios that's going to be coming out next year. But a beta test for Android has been leaked, basically. I think it was available and taken off, but some of the developers that are smart enough to get the APK have been sharing it around the line. So that means a lot of people being able to play it, share their thoughts, share cutscenes, share screenshots, the whole 9 yards. But what I wanted to focus on in this video was basically the story behind Mortal Kombat Onslaught. What is it about? What is the villain of the story? What's he trying to do? And does this really kind of retcon Mortal Kombat 11? Let's talk about that. So I want to kind of break down what the overall story is for Mortal Kombat Onslaught, and a good excerpt I found online, which comes from Esports News Network, basically kind of details that, as we've seen so far in the cutscenes that have been released, the cinematic opening, which I did a reaction to, plus all the various cutscenes that have been released online, this is a story of the Earthrealmers and some various Outworlders versus Shinnok. Surprise, surprise, Shinnok is back, right? So they have an excerpt that basically says that Shinnok is up to no good once again. Surprise, surprise. He's attempting to regain Elder God power, which the Elder Gods infuse into sacred metal. Over the years, that metal has since been broken into shards, with mortals gaining possession of these shards and using them to create powerful relics. If Shinnok can obtain all 7 relics, he can regain his strength and once again enact his plans for the realms. The Elder Gods have called on the forces of good, basically the Earthrealmers, to seek to stop him by getting the relics first. Now you have to be asking yourself, what is Shinnok's ultimate plan? Well, it's what he's been doing in past iterations and other Mortal Kombat stories, to release the one being and watch him devour the Elder Gods, destroying the universe as a result. And we saw this kind of sort of happen in Mortal Kombat Legends Battle of the Realms, and we know how that ended up. So basically, I feel like this is a video game version of that movie, which is kind of cool because, we all want that. I kind of want to detail some of the details about the relics. I kind of want to detail the details. I'm recording this very late, guys. It's been Halloween. Took my daughter out trick-or-treating. Walked a lot. I'm tired. But I wanted to go over some of the details about the individual relics that I could find. Some of them I wasn't able to identify, but some I was. So first off, we got Draumon's mask. And this is taken from the, when Raiden's showing the Earthrealmers the individual relics, and he breaks down where they're located. But he starts with Draumon's mask, and it's the strange demonic mask that allows Draumon to focus his power from an unfocused, brutal fighting style into a precise but lethal one, earning him the title of Legendary Oni Tormentor. From there, we have another mask of some sort, and it reminds me more of the Shokin skull mask. I kind of included a screenshot of one of the Shokin warriors that we saw in the cutscene with Scorpion, with Shiva. I feel like that kind of reminds me of that. Possibly even some of the Oshtek skull mask, which is Kotal Khan's realm. But I'm not sure if that's what this is. I couldn't really find any details on this. I kind of went through various lists of relics from previous Mortal Kombat games and stuff in the crypt, and I couldn't find this picture exactly, but I think that's what this is. We also have some sort of staff. If you definitely know what this is, let me in the comments below. It's like the third image, or third little relic in the image. Then we have King Jared's crown, which we know what that is. We have some type of crystal or rock. I thought maybe it might have been a time crystal, or maybe even some type of a stone or a crystal heart of some kind. Maybe it belongs to maybe Cetrion's heart, because she has like the rocks going on. But if you know if that one is, let me in the comments below. So those are kind of the two that I wasn't really sure of. The next one I have is the Kefala Clarion, which is a relic that will allow the rule over all demons in the Netherrealm. Sounds pretty cool, right? And then the last one is the Bloodstone of Eternus, okay? And that is a mysterious orb with an Outworld that permanently releases Eternus, home of the vampires, from Outworld. And if that sounds familiar to you, it's because Natara hunted for this relic during her storylines in most of the franchise. So those are the 7 relics that I kind of could break down from the trailer that we're going to basically be hunting throughout the game with the Earth heroes and kind of going through the various bosses and stuff. Now, moving on to that, going to the next scene in that cutscene where Raiden is showing the Earthrealmers where they're located, which this is kind of cool, guys. So I took that map and tried to find other maps online of Mortal Kombat Outworld. And when I compared those two together and kind of made some deductive reasoning of what these are, I was able to match up and compare. And I've, from left to right, if you're looking at the map in the video, I have the Thunder Cliffs, the Living Forest, then we're going to be going to Lost Adenia, Quan Chi's Forest, Quan Chi's fortress, excuse me, an unlocation that wasn't on the previous map. It's like a little island right above the spot in the ocean. I couldn't really figure out what that is, but if you know what it is, let me know in the comments below. The location in the ocean, which I think is the portal, as you can see on the other map, looks like maybe the portal. We have Valley of the Dead and the Isle of Dread. So those are the locations we're going to go to get these relics. Now, if it hasn't hit you yet, these relics in the quest that we're going on kind of sounds familiar, right? Kind of Mortal Kombat Armageddon redo-ish. Like, are we doing like another of that? So from Mortal Kombat Armageddon, relics are items lost by the characters of Mortal Kombat Armageddon. There are a total of 60 relics spread throughout the realms of Mortal Kombat that can be collected in conquest mode. So there aren't 60 relics, obviously. It's just 7 relics. But very, very similar. Very, very similar. I know we have stuff in the crypt, but the crypt is just kind of like, I feel like a supplemental part of Mortal Kombat 11 and even some of the individual other games. But very, very interesting. So the main question, where does this fit in the Mortal Kombat timelines? You know, there are 2 major timelines within the Mortal Kombat games. We have Mortal Kombat 1 through Mortal Kombat Armageddon, and then we have the current timeline, which is the rebooted trilogy of Mortal Kombat 9, X, and 11, right? And then Aftermath. So we know that with the time element of Mortal Kombat 11, a new version of the timeline or an entirely new timeline can be created, almost creating a multiverse effect for the story. This was kind of shown in Mortal Kombat Legends Snowblind, with the story being told from a multiverse timeline Kano created after defeating Kronika. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, there you go. So the main question is, does this retcon Mortal Kombat 11? Now, if you go to the Google Play Store for Mortal Kombat Onslaught, it states in one of the stills that this is a new mobile exclusive story. But what does that mean? Does that mean this is canon? Is this just a side story that undoes Mortal Kombat 11? I mean, like I've said in the cinematic opening, this story seems to be a retelling of Mortal Kombat 11 and makes it feel like a more traditional MK story that we're used to in past games. I've seen people online call this the Mortal Kombat 4 remaster. Like, we're redoing Shinnok's storyline, but, you know, I don't know if that's what this really is, or if this is just another version of Mortal Kombat 11, or as I saw in Mortal Kombat Warehouse posted some stills of some of the characters that are from Mortal Kombat Onslaught, and one of those happened to be a skin for Liu Kang of Fire God Liu Kang. So I don't know why they would include that, because that would either mean Onslaught takes place after Aftermath, because that would mean this is Liu Kang's, or Fire God Liu Kang's continuation, his ending, or it could just be a funny Easter egg from Mortal Kombat 11 that fans could collect while they're playing the RPG. So I don't know. I don't really know if this retcons Mortal Kombat 11. It seems like it should, but I mean, it could just be a whole other story. It could be a whole other story only for the mobile. I honestly feel like, with a lot of similarities to Mortal Kombat Legends, I feel like since those aren't really canon either to the games, they're just kind of side stories, this is possibly just a side story, and I feel like it very well will mimic Battle of the Realms. Just like in that game, you had Earthrealmers versus Outworlders, you know, Netherrealmers, all that kind of good stuff. So I feel like that's possibly what this could be. And I feel like the relics and collecting the characters and bound the bosses and juicing up your characters and all that kind of good stuff is just stuff you have to do online to get stuff on the way to get things done. And it just makes the game more interesting. But I'm very much into Mortal Kombat lore and the stories and how this, you know, all the characters interact and what they do and what the end goal is. So if we're going to retell Shinnok, maybe becoming corrupted Shinnok again and, you know, releasing the One Being and absorbing his powers and killing the Elder Gods and merging all the realms together and, you know, destroying the universe, whatever that may be, if that's what we're going to do, that's fine. I mean, I'm cool doing that again, but we'll have to wait and see. But so far, I think that's great. I mean, I'm waiting to play this. I really wish they had this on console. I know it's going to be mobile, and some people have already used Android emulators to play it on PC, so I could always play it on my computer if I wanted to. But I'm looking forward to playing this on my phone, see if I enjoy it that way. But what do you think about the story for Mortal Kombat Onslaught? Does it interest you? What do you think about the relics, where they're located? What do you think about the story overall? Love your thoughts in the comments down below. And that's it for this video, guys. Enjoy, hit that like button. If you want to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time on the Mashup.